Hey y'all, it's finally cooling off down here in Louisiana, and that means soup, doesn't it? Yes, it does. Praise the Lord, we've survived another summer. I'm just cutting an onion in half. I've peeled and cut him in half, and I'm laying him on his side. And this is how I start this soup, and this soup can be found probably in every church cookbook you've ever looked in, anywhere. Taco soup. And I just add a couple little things to it that maybe gives it a little deeper flavor. And puts my little Amy spin on it, but I think we all do that to any of our recipes, don't we? So I'm going to finally chop up this little onion. These onions were given to me by my good friend Chrissy Herr. She's got a boyfriend that lives in Texas, and he brought two big, huge bags from Texas. I mean, and look how huge these onions are. You see, it's way bigger than my hand. They're Texas-sized onions, aren't they? So one of these is going to be plenty for this soup. And I do double this recipe on this soup, because that way I can share it with people, because I always do. I shared it last year with our preacher. His wife was off on a business trip, and I share it with my mom and daddy. I share it with my best friend Brittany and her husband Chance. Lots and lots and lots of people I share this with. Used to take it to different social gatherings, but we're not doing that much at all right now, are we? Okay, y'all. That was my only prep work I wanted to do with y'all. I did get me 2 pounds of hamburger meat, and I used the 80-20 meat to fat ratio, and I browned it right back here. And then I drained it, okay, to get the fat off, because I didn't want all that fat floating around in my soup. Sometimes, if I don't use hamburger meat, I use deer burger venison, and it's already lean. You don't even have to drain it. So I'm going to put this whole chopped onion in there. You can use whatever kind. I've got Vidalia's too. I might would have used 2 or 3 little Vidalia onions. But I have those big old Texas onions. I got a big old bag, so I'm not going to waste them. No. All right, I'm going to let this brown a little bit, or just kind of saute with this hamburger meat, not brown these onions. Just kind of let it get a little bit of a saute on them. And another thing I'm going to put in there with the hamburger, and this is extra, like when you see these recipes, you just see brown hamburger meat. You don't see adding onion and garlic, but that's what I like to do, just to add a little extra depth of flavor. So if you don't want to, you want to stick to that traditional, that's fine with me. And I'm using pre-chopped garlic. Okay, I'll get it right in a minute. And just because it's quick and easy. I've been in the office. I got to go back in the office for us. Do a little bit more work. I came down here to get this going, because then I go to town and I'm going to work out. So 2 tablespoons of chopped garlic. Pre-chopped or chop your own, whichever you want to do. All right, now I'm going to kind of stir this around. Let that get to sauteing down a little bit with the hamburger meat, cooking up a little bit. And I did sprinkle a little bit of salt on my hamburger meat, and also did some fresh ground pepper, okay? I did that while it was cooking. All right, while that's going on. All right, y'all get cranked up. Come on, warm up, warm up. We'll start dumping our soup. And this is literally just a dump soup. It's so easy, but it's so very, very hearty. John loves it. He just loves it, okay? So I make it, and you can do cornbread with it or crackers, whatever you like to do. Let's see, first thing, and like I say, remember I'm doubling the recipe, so you can go single. You can do 1 pound of hamburger meat, okay? And this is a 15¼ ounce can of whole kernel corn. And I did open the lid, and then I went over there to the sink and I drained all that liquid out of the corn, okay? So, because we're going to put our own liquid in there. So that's just the corn. Now I didn't put it in a strainer, you know, you've got a little of the juice, that's no big deal. Here's my second can of corn. I need to get me something other than tapping this stuff out of these cans, don't I? Yes, I do. All right, then we're going to have 2 cans of pinto beans, and these are 16 ounce cans of pinto beans, whatever flavor you like. And do I use dried beans? Some of y'all ask me that. I do on many recipes, and I'm going to do some of those with y'all. But this is a quick and easy weeknight back to school meal. Just a dunk soup. Just a dunk soup. And it's so hearty and so good. And like I say, I add a few little things in there. Again, I drained these cans. So I've got all my lids squished down in there from squishing on it and letting them drain over in the sink. This is my second can of pinto beans. Yeah, I'm trying to do back to school stuff. Quick weeknight stuff. Now we've got 2 cans of Rotel tomatoes, and I think these are like little 10-ounce cans. And since it's a Mexican flavored taco soup, I thought I would put the Mexican style, which has lime juice and cilantro in it. So you can use original if you want to. I think that's what all the recipe calls for, but I wanted to give it that little Mexican flair. Since it is taco soup, here's my second can. And of course, I didn't drain these now. I left its juice in there. Then I'm going to have 2 15-ounce cans of tomato sauce. Any brand you want to use, okay? I just happen to have several of these. I bought a big package of these at Sam's Club, so big box of them. Here's my second can of my tomato juice. All right. Y'all all get out of there, all the goody. Yeah, here in Louisiana, y'all, it's so hot that I'm going to give this a little stir. It's so hot around here. I mean, like last week, it was 100-degree days, okay? So when it dips down like this, it never gives us a warning. It gets in the 60s, and I mean, it's like 100 to 60 something, and we're just like freezing. We're going to break out our sweaters and pile up on the couch and make hot chocolate and start fires. We just ain't had time to acclimate that. That's such a degree difference. Okay, I got black beans. These are 2 16-ounce cans of black beans. And I did drain these good too, okay? Not in the strainer, but I pushed the lid in, which giving me fits now, and let it drain over in the sink so I wouldn't have all that black bean juice. All of that's just got a lot of extra sodium and such, and I like to put my own stuff in there. So I drain them. I don't know if the original recipe calls to drain those or not. I just don't know about that. See how they're just kind of drained off like that? 2 cans of these black beans. And sure, if you don't like black beans or pinto beans, I bet you could make your own little combination of beans. I'm sure you could. And then I'm going to put 1 10-ounce can of enchilada sauce. That's the brand I picked up. And that'll really give it a Mexican flair. And that is something that I add extra in there. That's not in your original recipe either. And then we've got a package of taco seasoning, any kind you want. And these little envelopes there. This is a 1-ounce little envelope of taco seasoning. Get my scissors out because this little package, he's tough. He says, you're not getting in me. You kind of sprinkle that about so it won't clump. And all this is in a cold pan right now, in the cold crock pot. I don't think I've ever said it, but if you start heating your crock pot up and start pouring cold in it, you can actually crack your ceramic container in there. So keep cold and let it all heat up together. This is a package of ranch dressing mix, okay? Salad dressing and seasoning mix. And we're going to sprinkle it in here too. Isn't it going to be seasonal? Yes, it's going to taste really, really, really good. All right, and these are 2 things that I add extra. Instead of water, I put beef broth, okay? And a lot of times I'll do the beef broth with half the sodium in it. I just don't have any of those cans. This is all I could find to pick up. Let me check on our onions and garlic. I want to turn that off with the hamburger. That's all looking and smelling wonderful. Wonderful and fine. 2 cans of the beef broth. Y'all see this? And I think I'm going to get that hamburger meat in there. This happens every time. This is a big old crock pot. It does. It happens to me every time. I'll stir this up good. And I think I'm gonna put that hamburger meat over in there. Not Amy. What I'll do, I'll get over here and I'll put it in this pot and stir it. And then I'll save some out and go on and freeze it or share it. Today, I'm not going to my mom and daddy's anytime soon, so I may freeze it and then I'll take it to them later. And if I don't have anyone to share with, I always freeze it and we eat it again and again. Yes, we do. We love it. Let's see what it looks like. It already looks good before we've even started cooking it, hadn't it? Yes, it does. Okay, y'all, I'll leave y'all to the reality of the kitchen. Here I go. Here I go. I'm not sure this is going to be any bigger. I'm just not sure. I do remember I did this last time. I doubled it and I thought, well, I need a bigger crock pot, but this crock pot's huge. So I have a big old roaster, but my goodness, then just be sitting in the bottom of it. Okay, y'all. I think that's what I'll do is stir it a little bit. Then I'll dip me some back out after I get it all mixed together. That way it won't be hot, 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 and I'll let it cool and go on and freeze it. Yeah, that'll work. That will work. Trying to be careful so I won't spill this everywhere. And y'all, reason why I'm putting it in the crock pot, you don't have to. You can put it all in here, let it heat up with your hamburger, and about 20 minutes or so, just get heated through. And then before you serve it, I like to stir in a package, and I'll stir in this whole package since it's a double back, but this is a 8-ounce package of shredded Velveeta shreds, okay? And it's real creamy in there, but if you were doing half the recipe, you could do about half the package. Or if you don't want to stir it in there, you could just sprinkle some on top when you serve it, whichever way you want to do. And we like to eat ours with crackers. Sometimes I make Mexican cornbread, but it seems like this is so flavorful, you just need a plain cracker to eat it with. Is how we kind of ended up doing. I've got me this big measuring bowl, so now I've got to stir it up. I'm gonna pour some back in here, and then I can freeze it. That will work. Yes, it will. Now then, put this here and let it go cool. And let's see, get my spatula back. Get all this off the edge. That bothers me. That bothers me. Does that bother y'all? It bothers me. Yes, it does. Okay, y'all. I'll come back later this evening. I'm going to go work out. I want to pile up on the couch and just watch movies and drink hot chocolate. I know that's how it feels around here. It's so cool. But I'm not. So I'm going to plug this in. That's what I was saying. I'm going to be gone, going to work out, and I got to get back on the office for some more time. So I'm just going to turn it on low because all I need to do is just warm up and just kind of stay warm. And I'll see y'all back this evening with John, and we will serve up some of this soup. Hope y'all have a good day. Y'all, not only is this good for a back to school weeknight where you got to be on the schedule and get something cooked, you could do this in the morning before you head out for the day and turn it on low, and it'd be good. And like I say, in the evenings, if you come in and you want to do it real quick, you just put it all in your pot on the stove, heat it up about 20 minutes, and you can eat. And just don't forget to add your cheese, okay? But another thing I thought would be real good, you know, we're about to get into hunting season, and lots of us go off to hunting camps for the weekend. This would be a real good thing to load up and leave on low while everybody's out hunting. And a crock pot, all it needs is a little bit of electricity to plug into, so you don't even actually need a stove, do you? So then when you come in off the deer stand, you're a little cool and maybe a little damp because it's rainy down here right now. You could curl up and eat some of this warm soup, warm your soul back up. So anyway, I just was saying it's not just back to school or whatever. It's just cozy weather kind of soup. And I've always said you can call it a deer camp soup too. Okay, guys, it's time. Whoop, it's hot. Here he is. He's been heating while I went to town and worked out. And now, y'all remember this. I'm going to put about, I don't know, a third of it, okay? Because y'all know we dipped some out so I could freeze that. So I'm going to do that, and I'll put a little more on our single servings. Stir this around, let it melt real quick. It won't take a minute because this is hot, hot, hot. All right, baby, while that's melting, you want to say the blessing for us?
Sure.
Okay.
Dear Heavenly Father, I just thank you so much for this meal. I thank you for the day, Lord. I just ask you to please watch over us. Lead, guide, and direct us, Lord. Forgive us if we fail you. Please just keep your hand upon us. Be with our nation. In Jesus Christ's name I pray. Amen.
Amen. I bet that was just enough time to melt all that cheese, don't you?
I bet it was.
I do too. That look good, y'all.
Mm-hmm.
So very hearty. I told everybody you love this.
Ooh,
you do,
I do.
don't you,
I
darling?
love it.
Okay. We are going to do that. And like I say, it's got so much seasoning in it. Babe, would you get us a couple of soup spoons out? That I just do plain saltines with it. Because anything with any more seasoning is just too much. It's got all the seasoning it needs.
Yeah, this is one of those dishes I just eat till it's gone.
Yeah, so he said keep it out all weekend. He's going to eat on it when he comes in.
I just eat on it till it's gone.
Here y'all are. Taco soup. Go make you some.